And good morning, everyone. I'm Simon Davies. I'm the director of Privacy International, which is I think, the oldest surviving privacy organisation in the world. Has its 20th birthday coming up. We were in the pioneering phase of international privacy advocacy, and as I've said many times, when we started, the issue was nascent. It was almost invisible as an advocacy stream. So it's wonderful to see sort of over the years how it's picked up. But I'm sensing that the reason why privacy has become such an issue is in fact reflected in the topic of this panel. And that is because over the past 20 years, people have developed a sense that privacy is a fundamental right. No one ever said it was an absolute right. As was said earlier in this panel, there are restrictions on privacy, there always have been. But certainly in the last 20 years, people are sensing it as a fundamental right. I don't believe that anything's different in 2009 to what it was in 1989, or 69, or even in the Victorian era. What I do sense is that the emerging social contract, which Steve mentioned before, which involves the right to know, the right to understand, the right to be brought into the equation of the way society works. That's part of the way people expect society to go, and the way governments to behave. Our fundamental problem is that while people who want to assert or protect their right of privacy are constantly told that they have to justify that position, what we see is a slippage on the security end. And one of the biggest problems we face, if we talk about balancing privacy and security, is that security has become such a means to an end, it has become such an industry that it's almost self-fulfilling. So, for example, one of recent cases, we took the Secretary of State for the Home Office in the United Kingdom to the National Security Tribunal a few weeks ago, because the government had claimed that it should collect all car registration details of vehicles going in and out of London for national security purposes. And we said, wait a minute, you've just signed a certificate as the Home Secretary on behalf of Her Majesty's government, claiming national security, to hijack the information from the congestion charging system on the claim that it's for national security. But you've provided no evidence, no justification. There's no matrix, through which we can judge whether this is a legitimate claim. And of course, in the meantime, data protection rights, privacy rights are entirely eliminated in the name of national security. Of course, as is the usual way with these things, our case was thrown out because the government argued, well, you can get information that the government is doing this, therefore you've asserted your rights. The information you can get, of course, is, yes, we are collecting your information for national security. So we were in a vicious loop. But that exemplifies the problem that we're facing. National security and security in general is a means to an end. It is not quantifiable. Try getting the FBI, for example, or the CIA to quantify their claim of national security for a privacy exemption. It is extremely difficult. Whether it's the FISA court, whether it's the Court of Appeal in the United Kingdom, any other court, what you're finding here is a disconnect between the expectations of citizens who want to assert their privacy right and the expectations of many security professionals who believe that the mere mention of the word security should give them a golden pass through the privacy conundrum. That, I think, is our problem. And that's not just an emerging problem, that is a growing problem. And it's one I think we have to deal with. It would be good to address that later in this panel. Thank you.
Thank you.